You are listening to the URBMN interview with Andrew Bush, the director of Picnicface and Rollertown. In this interview, we talk about Picnicface's many multimedia endeavors, classy as they are, and somehow we also talk about Wayne & Schuster. Why? Well, you're just going to have to listen to find out. Andrew Bush. What should fans expect from Picnicface compared to the shorts that you did on YouTube and collegehumor.com?
There'll be some of that for sure, but we also are trying to create something that can fit more into a 22-minute paradigm kind of thing. So we got some threads, we got callbacks, that kind of thing. So it's not just we're going to have those fast 2-minute sketches in there for sure. But for the most part, we're hoping that they'll, flow.
So what took so long for Picnicface to get a television show? Because I remember you had a show in development of the CBC. It was Gorilla Monsoon, and
oh my God.
Yeah, I'm mentioning Gorilla Monsoon.
You've done your research. If Gorilla Monsoon was something that I sort of pushed forward, it was before Picnicface was fully Picnicface. It was like me and Mark Little and a guy named Brent Sayu, and just some sketches that we'd written, we put together, and CBC Atlantic gave us, a couple of bucks to just see what we could, do, and I did a 22-minute pilot all by myself, just editing on a G4 PowerBook, and put this thing together. And, and then I don't know if they saw it. I don't know if CBC National saw it. I'm not sure.
You did actually make a pilot for it, though.
Oh, I did. Yeah, I made one. And, those things ended up being chopped up and put on the net, like Freedom 55, or not Freedom 55, but Liberty 45 was one of the pieces. And another one called Fan Mail from the Future, which is actually, oddly enough, an inspiration for all of our threads. We have that straight to camera. I don't know if you've ever seen Fan Mail from the Future, but it's sort of a straight to camera piece where, we get fan mail from the future. And because we don't really have any fan mail because we don't have a show yet. And anyway, that we actually use that premise for one of our episodes.
What do you think will set Picnicface apart from other Comedy Network sketch shows? Because last time Comedy Network did a sketch show, it was Hotbox.
Well, our sketches go longer than theirs. Certainly, a lot of Hotbox sketches were sort of 30 seconds to a minute, something like that.
Yeah.
Some of our sketches are like 15 seconds, but we have longer sketches. I think we try and get the audience where hopefully, there's 8 of us, right? We want the audience to get to know us personally, not just the characters. So we have these threads where we sort of say our names and talk to we're ourselves, or characters. Sort of archetypes of ourselves, at least. So we're really putting ourselves out there.
Especially because it's a comedy network. There have been a lot of failures on the comedy network, or at least people perceive that as such.
I don't know. I think for the comedy network, and I will say, I know that maybe there's a perception out there, but they've been really, really helpful for us. They've been really, it's some people will say it's taken a while, but we're in Halifax, man. And we started really relatively not that long ago. We started 5 years ago. I'm really glad we didn't get a show any earlier than this, because I feel like now I genuinely feel like we're ready. It doesn't mean I'm not saying that we're going to knock it out of the park. I hope we do, but I do feel like now I feel like I'm ready to. I have enough in me to be able to handle a season of TV, maybe more. But that's essentially what, and they've been incredible at it, so.
I know you appeared on Drunken on Drugs recently.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, which episode do you appear in?
Ah, man, dude, I don't know. That was one of those ones where I was just I went in for an audition, I did it, I taped that 2 years ago.
Yeah, and they've only aired it now.
Yeah, it took that long. I know all the guys who were sort of working on it and everything, but it was just, that's another story. That got bounced around and, showcase and action. I don't know what the story is, but when I went on there, it was a real fun ride. I did a scene with Jay Baruchel, so that was a really exciting experience.
You've also been making a film called Rollertown, and I'm just wondering what the status is on that.
Well, it's done. And we're going to see when that comes out. Hopefully, we're pushing to get it out in September.
You're going to try to get the television show and the movie together at the same time, or near the same time.
That all that stuff. We have a book as well, right?
Yeah. No, it's not. I know it's not you. It's just other people, but
honestly, all that stuff just happened. Like there was certainly no planning on like getting all that stuff to come out. I mean, it's very lucky. So yeah, we that's about it. I don't know. Like it's just I don't know if there's going to be that much symmetry with there's not symmetry with what's it called synergy.
Synergy.
But,
yeah. You know, if people had any sense in Canada, they would.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think they're trying, but I mean, for the most part, we're going to send these things out when they can.
You've been around for about 5 years. The group kind of blew up after Power Thirst.
Yeah, we did sort of. I mean, we did blow up. We blew up like crazy, but then then we went back to doing our stuff. Like it's like we had a really early on success with Power Thirst because Will Ferrell wrote 3 words like this one, and then all of a sudden we were literally getting emails from like the States. Can you read a script? Like things like that. Because Will Ferrell said it was ridiculous. I mean, thank you, Will Ferrell. But yeah, from that kind of we kind of got became very popular. Now that on top of that, we got like millions and millions of views. So I'm not saying it was just Will Ferrell. Then we kind of went into we kept doing our thing. We kept doing videos and trying to show that we weren't just the Power Thirst players. We weren't just Power Thirst. We were other things as well, and kept on making videos. I think our whole thing and our whole mandate, at least, was always just try our best not to be pigeonholed. And I think that's every band and sketch troupe would really like that anyway. I'm sure you can't help but be defined by other people. You don't like to define yourself. So, I mean, we like to think that we're fairly eclectic in our taste of comedy.
This is the Wayne and Schuster part of the interview. You may be wondering how this came about. Well, we were talking about which Halifax actors were going to appear on Picnicface, and we were talking about Canadian television as well. And somehow the conversation turned to Wayne and Schuster. I don't know exactly how or why, but it did, and here's what we had to say about that.
Wayne and Schuster, and I'm trying to think of some other.
I've seen a bit of Wayne and Schuster. I hate Wayne and Schuster.
Oh yeah, I know. There's a lot of people hate it. I mean, I watched a lot of it. I mean, I don't want to speak to its merits, but at the same time, it was a different time too. You know what I mean? Like you watch it.
I'm not saying they don't have any talent or anything.
Yeah. But like now, I know it doesn't necessarily hold up to.
I don't think it held up in the '60s.
Oh, it was in the 60s too, yeah. I remember, but there was a great moment. I don't know if you, speaking of Canadian television, because I'm a huge fan of Canadian and all that stuff, but yeah. I watched the Geminis one year, and Dave Foley came out with, I can't remember who, I think it was Schuster. Yeah, he came out with Schuster. And they were kind of standing there, and they were presenters, and they were just standing there awkwardly, and it was a genuinely awkward silence. And they're like, so, here we are. Yeah. 2 straight men. Don't really know how to do just this weird, awkward thing. And then Dave is like, do you want to maybe tell a joke? No, I just set him up. Just kind of stood there. It was really funny. It was a genuinely, awesome little moment. And, 2 generations of comedy together.
And that was my URBMN interview with Andrew Bush. Don't forget to visit sweetposer.com or read my Twitter, Facebook, Google+, my misgivings on Equestria Daily, or whatever social media site I decide to whore myself on.